Video is to talk about the best running back in the nation in college football for 2011. Um, Recently on some of my videos, some of the comments, some people don't agree with me, um, either because they think LaMichael James is the best running back in the nation, which is fine, he's great, or there was one statement on one of my videos that I put down in words. I didn't verbally say it, and I can understand the confusion. I'm here to clear that up. I put Alabama, talking about the team, and then one of my lines was has the best running back in the nation. Some people agree with that statement. Some people disagree, thinks it's LaMichael James. Some people thinks it's Marcus Lattimore. Basically with that statement, and this is why I like to do stuff verbally rather than text, that was to to put people's perspective on the fact that Trent Richardson is a stud, a top running back in the nation, and he was splitting time with Mark Ingram, unlike LaMichael James or Marcus Lattimore, who were the primary key guys in the offense. Now, first and foremost, some of the comments, I don't care if you don't agree with me, put it down there in the little boxes down there, make your statements, but don't come off and say I'm stupid, I don't know what I'm talking about. If you disagree with me, tell me, hey, I think LaMichael James is the best because, okay, and that's fine. Personally, for the record, and you can see in my top 50 players, I have Marcus Lattimore one spot ahead of Trent Richardson, and Richardson one spot ahead of LaMichael James. So to me, it goes Lattimore, Richardson, James, all in order, neck to neck. I don't think one guy's way better than the other. Let me explain to you why I think Marcus Lattimore is the best running back in the nation. One, he's a stud just like all of them. He was a true freshman last year. He carried the weight of the South Carolina team on his shoulders. You can tell they were in total disarray when he wasn't in. He's very versatile, more traditional running back. Now Trent Richardson, who I have as basically 1B behind Lattimore. Like I said, he split time with Mark Ingram. He showed up on the scene after Ingram had already established himself. During Ingram's Heisman year, he was showing signs of being a great back. Last year, many people thought he outshined, had the potential to be better than Ingram, has a better skill set, which I agree as well. This year we'll see he's carrying the whole load on himself, coming from an offense that's run-based from Alabama. LaMichael James, another great back, but more of, again, these guys come from completely different systems. LaMichael James with the spread, he's quicker, faster, has more agility. Trent Richardson, more durable, stronger upper body, better between the tackles. Marcus Lattimore, closely more related to Trent Richardson with what he does. Now, as far as comparing the running backs, I love stats. I'm a stat guy. But if you're going to disagree with me and say LaMichael James is better, don't show me stats. I know what stats they had. Anybody can go online and pull up the numbers and show me how many yards and touchdowns LaMichael James had, how many touchdowns and yards Trent Richardson had. Stats is part of what goes into ranking a football player, not all of it. And I think that's what some people kind of blur out. If that was the case, then I guess Cam Newton was a better quarterback than Andrew Luck since he won the Heisman. But that's a different story. Basically, I'm here to clear up the running back situation, explain myself, why I think Lattimore's 1, Richardson's 2, LaMichael James is 3. Now, when you compare the guys, you can do the comparison with stats, their attributes, but it's kind of, don't want to say uneven playing field, but you got LaMichael James coming from the spread offense, Richardson and Lattimore coming of more a traditional attack. You know, could James do what Lattimore does at South Carolina? Probably not. Could Lattimore do what James does in Oregon? Probably not. But the Oregon offense, I don't want to call James a system running back. He's not. He's an outstanding guy, outstanding player. But Darren Thomas kind of makes those decisions as, is Darren Thomas going to keep the ball? Is he going to give it to James to break it off? Defenses has to both respect Darren Thomas as a runner and LaMichael James at the same time. Whereas Richardson and Lattimore, when they're in there, they know if it's a run, it's going to be Lattimore. It's going to be Trent Richardson. defenses primarily focus on that. Again, I'm not knocking James. He's a fabulous player. I don't think those other two are head and shoulders above him, but I personally do have him ranked higher. That's just my feelings. So, furthermore, when it comes to ranking players, part of it too is their next step to the NFL, how they're going to do. I feel Lattimore and Richardson are higher draft prospects than LaMichael James. I know I said when I was ranking those players in the top 50, their NFL draft status had nothing to do with it, but when you're comparing the players as a whole, I do think LaMichael James is not as high rated as Marcus Lattimore and Trent Richardson. So there's my statement. For the Bulldog fans out there, I'm hoping to have this same conversation about Isaiah Crowell next year, being not only the best back in the SEC, but one of the best backs in the nation. So there you go.